You're listening to the Dave Canning Sports Show. Here's your host, the voice, Dave Canning.
Welcome to my house. Play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go out.
Welcome back, old friend.
Stop. Wait a second. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my house. Welcome back to the Dave Cave. And most importantly, welcome back to another brand new episode of the Dave Canning Sports Show. I am your host, as always, the voice, Dave Canning. And my, oh my, is it an exciting time to be a Buccaneers fan. But not just a Buccaneers fan in New York. Because I've never, not since they went to the Super Bowl, seen this much coverage on TV in New York about my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it is just great. Nobody thought we were going to have the start to the season that we had so far. In the news early on in the offseason with the whole Jameis Winstons, the Uber driver thing, and the suspension coming down for the 3 games, and now Ryan Fitzpatrick's winding back the clock and going crazy with FitzMagic, and now we've got an interesting case in the Bay. You know, Jameis Winston's suspension is now up. He is now allowed to come back and be the quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ryan Fitzpatrick, though, however, is making NFL history, the first quarterback in the history of the NFL to have 3 straight games of 400-plus yards. Wow. But, so the controversy is this now. Do you take Fitzpatrick out for Winston, who's clearly the future of the franchise and the current face of the franchise, if it's not Mike Evans? Or, you know, do you let Fitzpatrick ride out? Do you put in Winston? Everybody is up in arms about, you know, we got to put Winston in. You know, FitzMagic ran out Monday night. I'll be honest, Fitzpatrick made some big mistakes. There are some plays there and some balls that he shouldn't have thrown. But, you know, he's a veteran guy. And obviously he's on 7 teams for a reason. He didn't stick around too long for a reason. You know, and I'm as a Buccaneers fan, I was all for them drafting Jameis Winston. You can see it right here. Look how happy I am when Jameis Winston was announced as the number 1 overall pick. And I dropped to my knees at the 50-yard line at MetLife Stadium because I thought, finally, the Buccaneers are going to start to get their act together. And I had to wait a little while, but we're starting to get our act together. But then he suspended the 3 games, and this was the major concern when it came to, do the Bucs take Mariota from Oregon or Winston from Florida State? And the behavioral issues have continued, and they are here present, and that's why he missed the first 3 games. And so, as far as the debate between Winston versus Fitzpatrick, Winston is your long-term guy. You know, Fitzpatrick right now, obviously, he had the 3 very impressive games of 400-plus yards. Only quarterback to ever do that in 3 straight games. Obviously, you saw the FitzMagic a little rust, but then you saw him break out of it in the second half, and they only lost by 3. A respectable game to a Steelers team that, yes, they tied the Browns, but the Steelers were considered a Super Bowl contender this year potentially. If they could get Le'Veon Bell on the field, that's a whole nother story. But to me, Winston is the future of the Buccaneers team. It's that simple. Fitzpatrick is not. Love having Fitz on the team. He's a great locker room guy. Obviously, he can still throw the ball downfield, as you've seen with 400-plus yard games. But Winston is the long-term solution. Fitzpatrick is the short-term solution. So to me, when it comes to week 4 against the Bears and Khalil Mack running around like a mad dog, what were you thinking, Raiders? I think you have to keep Fitzpatrick in. Give him the first half and then see how it goes. And then potentially right there at the half, you shift to Winston. Because obviously, Winston, although we went through training camp, wasn't able to play in, we've seen it. Preseason is much different from regular season. So you've got to believe that he's got to shake off some rust. So let's get him in a game, but let's do it in the second half. Make it known that, you're not going to get to start. Just because you're back from suspension doesn't mean we're still okay with you. Because to me as a fan, Winston, I've shelled out the money for your jersey, or a family member did for Christmas, but that's not the point. Your money is being spent on your apparel as a fan for your jersey. And I don't want to be going to MetLife Stadium when you guys play the Giants on November 18th, rooting for you guys, but then just be berated because I'm wearing the jersey of a questionable character. You know, to me, the behavioral issues have got to stop. You are a professional. You have great leadership. You know, he's such a great leader. You can see it. You saw it on Hard Knocks last year. This is a guy who can lead a group of men. And I'm all for having Jameis Winston be the quarterback of my Bucs. But if he doesn't get his act together, he's going to get his bags packed up and gone from one Buck place in Tampa. And they're going to have to explore their other options. It's that simple. Jameis is a grown man. It's time to start acting like one. So let's start behaving like an NFL quarterback so we can play like an NFL quarterback. So, long story short, Fitzpatrick the first half, see what happens. If you don't like what you see, then you put in Winston. Fitzpatrick starts week 4 against the Bears. Let's see what happens. If I'm right, if I'm wrong. Can the Bucs just keep winning? Because I mean, yeah, I have access to DirecTV now, so I can watch them on TV. But the fact that I can turn on Go Like a Wingo in the morning, you know, and they're talking about the Bucs, and not like, wow, this team's terrible, but surprisingly, wow, this team's actually good. It excites me, and it makes me, as a Bucs fan up here in the North, you know, just that more passionate, ready for the football season, ready to see where this Bucs team can go. Maybe, just maybe, shock a few people. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you think of the FitzMagic versus Winston quarterback controversy. Who you think is going to start? Who you think is the long-term solution? Let me know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share this video. Subscribe to my channel. We're getting close, folks, to that magic 100 subscriber mark. So we can make this URL so much easier to find. I promise you. Do that and we'll all be rewarded. So don't forget, hit me up on Facebook, Facebook.com/DaveCTheVoice, Twitter @DaveCTheVoice, Snapchat, DaveCTheVoice, go shock, and all there with a name change. So, Fitzpatrick, then Winston, fire the cannons, Bucs raising that Super Bowl trophy. Let's see what happens. And that is going to do it for this episode of the Dave Canning Sports Show. I've been your host, as always, The Voice. That is going to do it. Don't forget to tell your mother you love her every day because, like Kevin Durant said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone. Go Bucs. And God bless America.
Welcome to my house, baby, take control now.